We got people coming in.
Yay.
I'm getting my
Hi.
chat ready. Hello. Okay. So quiet in the chat. So tell us where you're from, what you're doing. I'm hungry.
I just ordered my food. I placed my order with my husband, so we're having Indian food tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have somebody from Colombia.
Oh,
hola,
Hi,
Nina.
Victoria.
Hi,
Hi.
Victoria.
Hey, Virginia. My daughter's in Virginia.
Long
Jerry's
Island.
hungry too.
Yeah.
It's that time, Jerry. We
Yeah.
understand.
My husband's making dinner. Yeah.
Mm.
He usually brings it. I'm like, I can't eat.
California,
Baltimore.
Rachel, where do you live?
I live in South Texas.
Oh, that's right. So different time zone.
They have the best pizza. OMG.
We do, and he gets to have it in a couple months.
Yes.
Austin, Texas. Woo woo.
Okay.
Every time he drives through, Michelle, he literally sends a picture of the exit for my town. He's like, I'm driving by. Wish I could have pizza.
It is 6:01. It is a rapid fire, girl. Okay. It is gonna go
Quick.
rapid. So we have Super Maho for the community. You're over here. So
somewhere
over here.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. And I am so happy to be part of this live event and having amazing people, which are our amazing ambassadors. Are going to share a lot of good ideas and stuff. And I cannot wait to see what they got for us.
Yes, so hence the name Rapid Fire Edpuzzle for Everyone. We're going to show you how Edpuzzle works in elementary, middle school, high school, but you can also use it for university and beyond. Like my husband uses it to train his staff, and he works in the apartment industry. Okay, so it is for everything. So let's get crack-a-lucky. Let's get it because we're gonna run out of time. Everybody's gonna have about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and it is like rapid. Okay, so we're gonna start with Super Rachel, and she's gonna show you how you can use Edpuzzle for elementary.
Yay! So give me a second as I share my screen. Can you guys see my lovely screen?
Yay!
Woohoo! Very excited. That's the first step. So my name is Rachel, and I'm here to talk about how Edpuzzle can be used in the elementary setting. I believe it's an amazing match. So my name is Rachel Medrano. I have the pleasure of being the instructional technology coordinator for Robstown ISD, which is in South Texas. It's in the Bend of Texas, so Coastal Bend. I am on social media with Rachel Medrano 14, and I have the pleasure of being an ambassador for Edpuzzle. This is my first year. I'm very excited. I love Edpuzzle. So I've been a coach, a trainer, and now am an ambassador. So some people think, how in the world can Edpuzzle work with kindergarten kids? Because these are our babies. These are our 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. And most people think Edpuzzle might be for high school, junior high only. That's not what I'm here to tell you. It does work, guys. I promise you it can work in the younger setting. And so essentially, I have the pleasure of working with all of our teachers in my district, pre-K all the way up to 12th grade. And there was something I kept seeing over and over again, which is letter identification and sounds. And this is a TEK, a lovely state standard of kids having to identify all 26 letters and the basic sounds that they make. So what if we took it a step further with Edpuzzle? What if we, and I'm going to play this video because it's going to just loop and it's not going to make sound. But what if we had a station in our classroom where kids could do an audio response where they record what the letter looks like or sounds like, and what the letter actually is. So I actually went another step further and I created a example of an Edpuzzle. And this is just a preview. This isn't the full one, but it's one of those that if I were to ask, I created a slideshow and I just put the letters in there. And essentially I gave a little introduction saying, can you identify these? And I'm going to wait till it makes the first, there we go. So the great thing is I understand that not every kindergartner can read, but what Edpuzzle does is you can actually do a video record or an audio recording of your question. So most kids know what the play button looks like. Come on, guys. They've seen it enough. They know what this little symbol means to essentially hit me. It means play. There's something there. So if I were to play this, you would hear me ask them, what is this letter? And the kids can then respond with audio. They can then say a, ah. And the great thing is you then have a powerful tool where you have all your kids' responses to see, do my kids actually know this letter? Do they understand the sound? And you could be using this throughout instead of that normal testing time that you have to do where the kids have to do beginning, middle, and end of year, but you would know ahead of time. And you could even do this for one letter all the way up to 26. But the great thing again is Edpuzzle works. So now let's take it up to math. I'm a math person. I taught reading for a little bit. Math is where my heart is. I was definitely a math person. So number bonds. Number bonds are something that is taught young elementary. So what if we again did an Edpuzzle where we presented the kids with either a video. That's the great thing is you can go pull videos from YouTube, or you can create a video like I did using a slideshow, and you stop it and ask those questions. What numbers go where? What number goes on top? Why does it go there? What two numbers go in the bottom? Why do they go there? And it allows you to have stations. It allows you to do, you could do flipped, but not younger grades, a little bit harder, but it allows you to give that ability for students to show that their knowledge is there in kind of a very different way and a very fun way. So this is why I love Edpuzzle. This is why I think it can work in the elementary setting. It's just a matter of teachers taking it and saying, yes, we can do this. Let's let our kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way up through higher ed, as Mr. Manny said earlier, that it can work. So again, this is rapid fire. This is rapid fire. So just kind of giving that little sprinkle as to how it can use in the elementary. And I hope you guys learned something. Thanks, guys.
Yes. I've seen teachers that they play the typical phonic video from YouTube, and it's as easy as just like stop it after like the sounds of A, right? And then with audio is like, tell me what the three sounds of A are, and then you stop it again in G, because like what are the sounds of G whenever you have like the silent E or something like that. So it works. Like I've seen it with phonics, with sorting, because we don't have to do it all over and over and over again. And then a teacher said, my parents don't know English, but the students need that. So she recorded herself reading books just for learning. No questions. It was just her reading books, and it was like a library. That is like being the teacher, at home. It was so cool. So,
and it's better.
Elementary, yes.
And it's better for people, or well, people, kids, parents to see maybe the teacher doing the reading, right? Not just a random video. So
yeah, they're familiar with your voice. I am looking for a link that I have with a open class with a lot of elementary examples that you just click and then you log out of your teacher account and you'll see it. All right, Majo, you're next. Who's next?
Okay, so now we're gonna have our super Michelle, who's gonna be talking about secondary school. So Michelle, it's all yours. The Zoom is all yours.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to talk to you about Edpuzzle student projects, and I actually did this in a middle school class today. So my name is Michelle Manning. You can find me on all the socials at Manning Tech Talk, and I'm an instructional technology integration specialist from Long Island in New York. So using student projects, students can upload their own video or select one from Edpuzzle from YouTube, and they get to add their questions, their notes. It engages their higher order thinking skills. And then after the students have created their own videos, you can feature their student projects either in a class library, or you could take the videos that they created and assign them to their classmates, or you can go ahead and have a film festival, a movie release, a red carpet. So there is Manny and me on the red carpet. So lots of different ways that you can use student projects. TED Talks, escape rooms. This comes right from the Edpuzzle blog, and we will be sharing our presentations with you. So on the bottom right-hand corner of the slide, I do have a link to a blog post that goes through a lot of these different ways that you can have student projects. The example that I did today with the class that I worked with, it was a middle school class, and they were learning parts of speech. So different students found a video for the different parts of speech, but then they had to include questions for the book that they were reading, Walk Two Moons. So it incorporated their reading and the parts of speech that they were learning. So this is great if you wanted to do a jigsaw protocol. Some people are familiar with it as the Iron Chef Edu protocol, or for project-based learning. So what you could do is have a group of students highlight a different part of what they're learning. So if you're doing timeline of historical events, one group could do the Boston Tea Party, one group could do the Stamp Act, and then they have become masters on that topic, or different steps of scientific method, or create different math word problems. Then after they've created their Edpuzzle, assign it to the other students in the class. So now they're learning from their classmates. So this is great if you need to flip your classroom. And it's just another way for students to show what they know instead of writing an essay or a multiple choice test. So how do you do this? I'm so glad you asked. So in your account, you would go up to Add New, and at the bottom is Student Project. Then you'll be prompted to give some basic directions for the students. Then you could toggle on or off if they're allowed to search for a YouTube video, or if they could upload their own video. So you could choose which one or both. So just a heads up, if anybody is here from New York, I saw some New York people in the chat. New York has just recently banned YouTube for the students. This still works. So students can still search through Edpuzzle for an appropriate video. So I was a little nervous today if that was going to work. And then you would go ahead and assign it through your LMS, or the students can just log into Edpuzzle and see the assignment. I love the idea of students creating their own videos. So whether they go to Adobe, Canva, they record a Google slide right on their Chromebook, but Google Slides has the record button now too. Google Vid, Screencastify, WeVideo, whatever platform your school has access to, they could create the entire video themselves. So a great way for them to show what they know for an authentic assessment. Once the students find the video they want, they would select Use for Project. Then they still have all the same tools that we have as teachers. They can cut the video, they could do the voiceover if it's not a copyrighted video, and they could add short response questions, the multiple choice questions, they could add the notes, do all the things, and then they can turn it in. So as a teacher, you have it in your dashboard, just like any other Edpuzzle video. So you can go ahead, and thanks to Jake Miller for having this little gift to save me some time. I put that right in there because why should I reinvent the wheel? It's a great gift if you're not familiar with grading in Edpuzzle. However, if you wanted a student to retry it, so a student came up to me today and said, I forgot to add Walk to Moon questions. So I clicked the 3 dots next to his name and I let him retry it, but be careful. It gives them the option to redo it or edit it. So when the students get the prompt, make sure they click edit, because if they click start again, they lose all of their work. So just a little heads up that a young man learned the hard way today. And then go ahead and turn it in. Now, if you wanted to assign this, the student did a great job, you want to use it as a model, what you need to do is save it to your content. So next to the student's name, click the 3 dots again, select Save in My Content, and go ahead and assign it like any other Edpuzzle video. So these were some of the quotes that I got from my students today. They said they actually paid attention to the video better because they knew they had to generate questions and they had a better understanding of the video. And it really, I hate to use the word forced, but encouraged them and provided the opportunity for them to be more engaged with the video. So if you wanted more help, here are teacher directions, student directions, and a YouTube video that goes through what I just showed you. So again, I'm Manning Tech Talk on all the socials if you have any questions, and thank you so much.
Wow.
And
Wow,
she
Michelle.
just did that today. I must say, this is very easy to do. Michelle just did it
Yes.
today.
Yesterday, I texted some of my buddies. I'm like, I need a guinea pig. They're like, sure, come on in. And It was so easy to do on the fly. The students absolutely loved it. It was a great learning opportunity. And they were like, can you come back next week and do this? And then word spread like wildfire. See what I did there? And now other classes are booking me to come in to do student projects with them.
That was awesome. So she FaceTimed me when I was
Yeah.
with the students, and they were like very interested in making these videos. It's like it's surreal of how students are interested in creating their own lessons, because usually teachers are the ones making the lessons for the students, but then the student has the opportunity to create one for the teacher. Then the teacher turns around, you saw in the slides, it says save to my content, and then that video becomes part of the teacher gallery, like and then the teacher can assign that to your students. Like, wow, they're making
And knowing
content
it's
for you.
Yeah, knowing it's for a bigger audience, they put a little more effort into it, knowing their classmates are going to see it. Because if it's just for the teacher, is this being graded? But knowing there's a bigger audience motivates them to do it a little bit better.
And
I've seen
also,
it done.
no, you go. No, I
I've
was
seen
gonna
it done
say
in
that.
third grade.
Oh, I'm sorry, Manny, you go.
Third grade. I've seen it done in third grade. Okay, so don't think this is not for little kids, because obviously older students can do it. But all right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that making your students create their own content, it actually gives you the like you're sure that they're gonna learn, because there has to be learning and investigation of the topic for them to create the video. So that's a good thing, and they make their own content. And like you said, Michelle, no, like they knowing we're gonna show it to their classmates, it's gonna make them do it with more effort.
You remember in the beginning of the year when we have PD week, and then we are forced to make these charts, and you're always worried about like, is my handwriting going to be pretty? What are they going to judge me for what I write? It is the same feeling. But anyways, remembering those days. I have an ugly handwriting. That's how I was very judgmental in my handwriting. So
No, you don't.
anyways, moving along, where is my document? I was looking for the class, and I did find it. So here it is. Okay. What do I mean? I don't know who's next. Well, Cecilia's next. She's the only one who's left.
Yes.
And let me guess, she's gonna do high school.
Yes, I am going to be doing high school. So hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Cecelia Gillum, and my presentation on Let's Flip This Script. I come to you from New Orleans, Louisiana, where I was born and raised. I teach at Benjamin Franklin High School. So I teach AP Environmental Science and Honors Biology. So let's see here. There we go. So I'm going to give you some quick tips for flipping your science classroom. Because when I thought about this, I thought about when I first started teaching, and I would go and do labs in the classroom where I would stand before everybody and I would read out the objective, the material, the procedures, like all of the things. And then when I got to the end of doing all of the things, then they were like, wait, what? What am I supposed to do? And I would have like 30,000 questions. And then I would get like extremely overwhelmed because I'm like, didn't I just explain all of this to you? And so now the way that I do it is like totally different. So this was the first iteration, like in my earlier years of teaching, standing before them. All right. Then I got a little fancy and I started saying, okay, well, maybe I will break this into like these slide decks where I will go through it. I'll have these links on there for them where I'll talk through it, but then I had my slides. But I still was getting like, so wait, what do I have to do? And everybody has a question. And I always had to say there's only one of me. So, I would go through this whole little thing. And then once I actually truly started flipping my classroom, I was like, why not take this and make a video that they have to watch, that they can watch at their own pace, which is the part that I love the best. And they can rewind it because, in real life, like I tell them all the time, you can't necessarily rewind me, and I'm not guaranteed to remember what I said like 10 seconds ago, let alone 5 minutes ago. So with Edpuzzle, I now make videos for the kids where they go through and I assign them the video. And I'm not going to play like this whole entire video. Let me make this out the way. But the kids can come in. And so then now they're listening to me and I can embed. Hello and welcome to your lab on the albedo effect. So in this lab today, you are going to need to have your handy dandy packet that says albedo effect. If you didn't pick up your packet from the Student Center, no fears. Remember, you also have access to the electronic version by clicking here on your slide deck. Remember, can't forget about our lab safety. For this lab, you're going to need your safety goggles. You are going to need the thermal mitt. You want to be careful for any sharp objects and then electrical safety here. All right, so make sure that you have all of your protective gear on before starting this lab. All right, so pause this video now and get your gear. All right, and then, and I'm gonna stop the video here. This is where I like embed kind of like a note. I can give them access to the document because I do have some kids who like, I don't really like things on paper. I prefer to do it digitally. And then again, me just reminding them of everything. So now I can then say to them, okay, you just watched the video. I've embedded these check for understanding questions to make sure that they actually know what they can do. And so then they can, migrate back over to the lab. And I promise you, it really does make life for me a lot easier because I'm not constantly saying the same thing over and over again and going crazy. And then also at the end of it, I have them fill out their little exit ticket so that I can ascertain what was easy about the lesson, what was challenging, just so giving them those little things that they do at the end, because I also do incorporate Pear Deck a little bit into my classroom. But this was me, my little rapid fire. Hopefully I have some science educators out there that's like, yeah, I'm going to try this, because I'm telling you, once you start doing this, it just makes labs go a lot easier. And it also works for kids who aren't there, because in my classroom, even if you're not there, you still have to get that experience. But now if I'm busy doing something else, I can say, okay, go watch this. And then, they can do the lab on their own. So hopefully, this was something great for you all, but this is what I do in my classroom. So thank you.
Yeah, that was so good. I have a friend that teaches second grade, and she does that. Like, before you start, make sure you have your pencil and you have your journal. So pause and make sure you have, and it's like, you do it in second grade and you do it in high school. It's like, I think it's just best practices. Like, make sure that you have everything you need before you even start. Right. And like, I'm sorry, you knew this, yeah, because you're busy with other students and the kids are self-serving through the videos, and you're not repeating yourself over and over again. Genius. Yeah. A friend of mine does labs, and she says it is so expensive with kids just keep using products and all the chemicals and things. So I make sure that they see me doing it first, and then I walk them through it, and then they get to do it like physically, and they have saved so much on their budget.
Yeah, and also the teacher doesn't have to do the procedure like each time with each group. You only record it once, and you have like each table watching it their own pace and grabbing the materials that they need and following instructions. So
that's great. We're gonna need that in coach. Hint, hint. Just saying. I love doing these things because I'm learning from y'all, and it's yeah, I love this. Okay, you're gonna get the recording for this session, and you're also gonna have the digital swag. Let me grab that.
Yeah, do you want me to? Oh, you have it now.
I highlighted it. Yep, got you.
Okay, so no, but you shared it only for hosts and panelists, Manny.
Oh.
So on the digital swag, you will have all the resources that our amazing ambassadors just shared with us. The presentation, their social media, Edpuzzle's social media, Manny, Jesus, and mine too, so that you can start following us and seeing all the news and the live events that we're going to be having in the future. Also, we're going to be sharing the link to our Edpuzzle official community on Facebook. So there we have a lot of teachers from around the world sharing best practices, ideas. If you have a question on how to do a specific topic with Edpuzzle, you can ask, and other teachers are going to help you and give you ideas. So don't forget to enter our official community. It's going to ask some questions, and please answer them so that we can give you access. Okay?
By my power went out and now I'm back. I don't know if I got disconnected, but
Yeah, we saw the light, like your lightning,
I was like, oh Lord.
but you're still here.
Okay, I don't know how, but okay. Alrighty, this was crazy because we are early, but
Yes.
look, I told you my husband brought me food.
Oh,
I'm not gonna eat in front of y'all. But yeah, so if you Google episode certifications, you'll find how to get into the community. We have Coach. We're currently working on Coach 26, and we are like a car. It gets, we open them up before the year actually ends. So
oh,
by
okay. Sorry, Manny. I was going to say that there are some questions on the chat. Maybe we have 5 minutes to just
yes.
answer. The certificate of attendance, yes, you will receive it via email, I think tomorrow. And Catherine is asking us, do the Flip Labs follow UDL guidelines? I think that one's for you, Cecelia.
Yes, so I do integrate UDL as much as possible into my lessons because I am an ISTE certified educator. And so it does definitely help to make sure that I'm meeting the needs of like all of my learners.
Perfect.
Elizabeth was going to type a question.
Yes.
Okay.
And well, Lucero is asking about the 20 video limit. So yeah, if you have the 20 videos, now you have to have the pro account so that you can start doing more videos. We have different plans, so there you go, Elizabeth. For the multiple choice questions with AI beta, does it only create one question per video? So that's not exactly like something that happens. It depends. So the questions that appear with the AI or the teacher assist are taken from the same video that other teachers have done in Edpuzzle. So it takes, I don't know if I'm explaining myself. So if you grab a video and another teacher, oh, Manny left, the power was gone. Okay, so let me know if I'm explaining myself. For the AI questions, if you choose any video, it will, like the Edpuzzle will search for that same video inside the discovery part or the videos that other teachers have done, and it's gonna take the questions from those other videos to add it to yours. I don't know if that answers your question, but it's not like every time just one open or multiple choice question. And
I can add to that a little bit, Mayo. So with that, I also choose both because I want to get like options. And like you said, it does depend on the video, how many questions you get, because I've had it to give me like 4 or 5 open-ended responses. But I found when I limited it to only multiple choice, I would get like maybe 1 or 2. So I would just suggest kind of open it up. And then also the other good piece with that is that you'll get the AI grader on the other side too. That does definitely help to save time when you are using the feature. So if you feel like moving away from just multiple choice and adding an open-ended, you usually will get a few more choices or more questions in your video. And then you definitely have to vet them, because even though a lot of mine are my created videos, some of the questions that come across may not, or you got to vet the questions, but they're still good questions. And the thing that I love the most though is that AI grader. It saves me a lot of time.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if anybody, Lucero, what is the exact Edpuzzle website to look at the different Edpuzzle plan options? So Lucero, you can send an email to support@edpuzzle.com with your request or your question, and they can help you with all the information that you need. I don't think there are more questions. I don't know.
There was one more question. They wanted to know when Edpuzzle quizzes is coming out.
Oh, okay. So we don't have a specific date yet, but we're gonna be launching it by May, I think. It was May. Right now it's in a beta version. So a small group of people, meaning our amazing ambassadors, are testing it. So once it's like we get the feedback and everything's running and functioning as it should, we're gonna be launching it, but it's in May. Is it
Christy? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to answer Christy's question. Christy, what I would recommend doing if you wanted some students to have a multiple choice version and some students to have an open-ended version, I would create 2 different Edpuzzles in your content. And then through your LMS, you can assign the one version to a certain group of students and the other version to other students. And if you're a Google school, Google Classroom now has the Google Groups where you could have students already pre-grouped, so you can assign it accordingly.
Exactly. Accessibility in Edpuzzle, always.
Love it. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize quizzes was public. That's what I had hidden in my presentation. It said, shh, coming soon, and I had it hidden.
And I think, Leanne, don't worry, you're gonna get your attendance, your certificate. We have your attendance, it's already registered, so don't worry. If not, if you don't receive it, send an email also to support@edpuzzle.com. And okay, I see that I need to check some things from the digital swag. Don't worry, I will update it, everything, and make sure that everything's working. So it's the same link, do not worry. And yeah, I don't know if you, Michelle, Cecelia, and Rachel want to say something, share something.
Thank you so much for this evening.
There's some great stuff coming up with Edpuzzle. The quizzes really is fun, guys. It's very neat. It's been fun to play with. So there's more on the horizon, though. It's very exciting.
You need to stay tuned. Make sure you follow us all on social media, our ambassadors, the Edpuzzle account, Manny, Jesus, and I. We're going to be sharing lots of things there. So yeah, and thank you so much, Michelle, Cecelia, Rachel, for being here, for sharing your best practices, and always your love for Edpuzzle. So thank you, everyone, and have a great night.